My father was an opium addict. He came from China. So at a very young age, I was exposed to drugs. So all his drug activities, I was exposed. I even see him cooking the opium at home. And then because of all those addiction, my father gambles, he drinks alcohol. And then, you know, a lot of violence when he cannot get hold of drugs or what, or lost in the gambling. So my mom left the family when I was 7. As a young age, I don't feel like staying at home because always get hantam, get whacked for no reason. So about 8 or 9 years old, I start to mix around with the boys, my neighborhood boys, in order to find love outside because I cannot find love at home. Most of us, because we are in an old neighborhood, most of us we related to gangs. So there's some they have taking tablets, sleeping pills, some glue sniffing. Last time was very like havoc. Last time all glue sniffing. So I started to get hold of the first drug. It was sleeping pills. So I think this was about 10 years old. I start taking sleeping pills. I start glue sniffing. I start smoking. So it all happens before I even get my IC. So last time we take our IC at 12 years old. Eventually, I got my first tattoo when I was 10 years old from a friend. And then after Sec 1, I left my school. Sec 2, I left school and I start working outside. So I got money, and then I get to experience other kind of drugs like marijuana, all this. And eventually, during my NS time, I was hooked on and off on heroin. I thought that would change my life. So, okay. First time the stroke go in, after the 3 stroke, you come out, we will think, oh, this is painful. So I'm not going to get this again. But when I release, I forget about everything again. So I went back to drugs again. And then eventually that time I was on and off, but my wife don't know. I was taking drugs in the toilet one day, and then this morning, and I was high. I KO in the toilet, and then for a period of time, my wife was worried. How come I go in the toilet so long and it never come out? And then the best part was I forget to lock the door that day. And when she slide open the door, she saw me lying on the floor with all my drug utensils and my drugs on the floor. You know, got tablet, got string, got aluminium foil, got heroin. It's like pasar malam like that. So she was terrified. So then after I left for my work, I left for work, and then she just packed everything and bring my 2 boys away from home. But that does not stop me from taking drugs. That was the time that I feel my life was very empty. And I had suicidal thoughts. I thought of, just end it once and for all. Before I jumped down, I was looking down from my house, 10th floor, and then this very nice voice just came in and said, if you have the courage to jump down, why not you take this courage to walk into a halfway house to quit your drug addiction. I finally understand. You can quit your addiction, but if your lifestyle never change, your mindset never change, it will be a cycle. It will go back again and again. So for the 3rd time, I promised myself I have to change my life. And then this is the time when I find faith in a Christian halfway house. And then I start to distance myself from many of my friends and even some of the brothers in the halfway house. So I believe I start social distancing quite early. So that was the time my life started to change. And I even quit my smoking addiction habit in the halfway house. My relationship with my wife, with my kids is much better now because she's been observing what I'm doing all these years after the divorce. I was volunteering myself. I keep myself away from the old friends. I make new friends. I make new volunteer groups. I married her again in 2016. That means I married this woman twice. So we are living together now, and then she's very supportive for what I'm doing outside. And then even now I volunteer myself in SAF detention barrack to conduct those life skill program for the youngsters, those young men. There are many people out there, they might feel uneasy to share their story. They might feel uneasy to share their problems. But by the way, when I tell them about my problems, they can relate to me. And then I tell them when I met with this problem, how I handle, how I overcome.